Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Absolutely. Always ready to jump into some fascinating history.
Well, today we're going to take a look at something pretty spectacular. We're going back in time to the American Gilded Age.
Ah, the Gilded Age.
Yeah, a time of incredible economic growth and well, let's just say some pretty over-the-top displays of wealth.
I think we can all picture those massive mansions, right?
Oh yeah, the kind of places you only see in like movies or maybe a really fancy dream. But get this, we've got some excerpts here about a home so extravagant.
Oh,
It was only meant for the summer.
just a summer home,
A
huh?
summer home for one of the Vanderbilt families. And it wasn't just any summer cottage. We're talking 70 rooms.
70. Wow. That's not exactly roughing it, is it? So tell me, who were these Vanderbilts? I mean, obviously they had to be loaded, but
Oh, loaded doesn't even begin to describe it. We're talking American royalty level wealth.
okay, so royalty. Got it. But how did they get there?
Well, they were major players in the Gilded Age, right? And that was this period from the late 1800s to the early 1900s when America's economy just exploded.
Right, lots of industries booming.
Exactly. And the Vanderbilts, they built their fortune on railroads and shipping. I mean, just think about it. They controlled how people and goods moved across the country.
Ah, so they had their fingers on the pulse of the nation.
Exactly. And they weren't shy about showing off their success, like this summer home, for example. 70 rooms. What do you even do with that much space? I mean, were there ballrooms? Libraries? Did they have a room just for, like, I don't know, hat collections?
Well, I'm sure there were plenty of ballrooms and libraries, probably more than one of each, to be honest, and hat collections. I wouldn't be surprised if they had entire wings dedicated to fashion. But what's really mind-boggling is the sheer size of this place, 138,300 square feet. I mean, have you ever tried to picture that?
No, that number's just kind of meaningless to me. Like, how big is that really?
Well, let me put it this way. It's roughly the size of 3 football fields put together.
3 football fields. Okay, now that's a visual I can understand.
Yeah, that's bigger than the White House. And this was all designed in the extravagant Beaux Arts style, which was, all the rage among European elites at the time. Imagine rooms filled with intricate carvings, marble everywhere, and those grand staircases you see in old movies.
Okay, that's starting to sound less like a summer home and more like a palace. But, what I find really fascinating is trying to imagine the people who actually lived and worked there. Like, a house that size had to be a constant whirlwind of activity.
Oh, absolutely. We're not just talking about the Vanderbilts and their guests either. I read that this place required an army of servants, over 40 of them, working full-time just to keep things running smoothly.
40 servants, wow. What did they even do all day?
Well, you have to remember this was a time before modern conveniences, no air conditioning, no fancy appliances. So just imagine the manpower needed to heat, clean, and maintain a house of that scale. We're talking cooking for dozens of people, washing mountains of laundry, polishing all that silver and marble.
It must have been nonstop. It really gives you a different perspective on the Gilded Age, doesn't it?
It certainly does. On the one hand, you have this